So any baseball fans here? Yeah. Okay, did you see how shitty that response was? Any Eagles fans here? That's not it. I used to like baseball when I was a child, and then I got to adulthood and I realized this is really designed for kids and retired people. Fucking 9,000 games in the summer? What am I supposed to do? I want to live my life. I get that it was America's pastime, and we preserved some of that. Not everything from America's pastime should be celebrated. You know what I mean? We got some fucking black eyes. Mrs. Carson, what the fuck? I'm up here, this is my friend, I'm allowed to talk shit. She's not drinking. She's just clumsy. She's an alcoholic, I'm just a drunk. Baseball is exciting. 100 years ago. You know what else is exciting 100 years ago? Whittling. Whittling is when you get on your front porch with your paw and you take a block of wood, and after hours of manual labor, you have a smaller block of wood. Baseball blew people's minds. Quit drinking, but I'm higher than a Georgia pine right now. I am. Have you ever been so high you don't know if you have to use the bathroom? Like you feel like you have to use the bathroom, and then you're in there for what feels like hours. I was like, I know my prostate's 40 years old, but it's not 100 years old. Like, am I supposed to be? And I'm not high right now, but I did smoke weed recently, because I'm not drinking. And a comedy buddy of mine gave me a joint, because he also said, not only are you not drinking, you don't write any good new jokes for months. And I was like, ugh, all right. He's like, smoke a little bit of weed, it'll free up your mind, you write some jokes, you feel better, relaxed. It's actually that ginger cunt that's hosting the show. Gave me a joint. I smoked half the joint, and it was approximately a half a joint too much. Because I didn't get creative. I got high as fuck. This is how high I was. I didn't smoke the whole joint, in fear that my neighbor would see the smoke from the joint, assume my home was on fire, and call 911. Have you ever been too high to deal with the fire department hypothetically? That's high. Smoking this half joint, I go sit with my notepad. An hour later, I'm staring at my notepad, and the only thing I wrote in my notepad was, write a joke about poop. I want to be clear, I didn't write a joke about poop. I wrote myself a little reminder. Josh Ryan, when you regain your faculties, poop is funny. It's objectively funny. You know the most productive thing I did the day I got high? I watched two squirrels fight over an apple core and then fuck. I watched that for a long time. I took notes. You guys are doing it backwards. You make love, then you make the snack. It's all fucked up, squirrels. I started to realize I don't know if the one squirrel was all that into it. She's the coolest motherfucker in this room. Yeah, no, that's a horrendous thing when it happens between two humans. I was told if it's two squirrels, it's just called nature. Do you know what happens when you call animal control to report a squirrel sexual assault? You know what happens? Nothing. They tell you to stop doing drugs and they'll ever fucking Trying to make better choices, man. I lost some weight, trying to exercise, trying to stay away from booze and fun and all that. I'll never forget when I started to turn the corner. I did something none of you have probably done. I ate at an Applebee's twice in the same day. I'm a disgusting human being. That's gross. There's a different Applebee's. I don't know if that makes it better. I feel like it probably makes it worse. The second trip to Applebee's, I got some chicken Alfredo and I took half of it to go, because sober Josh does look out for future drunk Josh. Got in the back. And I was in there for 40 minutes and wildly offended the bartender at Applebee's. I made a joke, all right? I made a joke that I don't know if you're allowed to microwave chicken twice. And she had a stroke right then and there. How dare you insinuate a culinary institution like Applebee's with microwave chicken? Well, you just finished watching The Bear, didn't you? You fucking... They're not Gordon Ramsay, Gladys. All right, calm down. They're not coming to take your Michelin star because some fucking retard at the end of the bar is talking shit. Everything's fine. Don't say retard. Matt, you're up next. Don't say retard. They did not like that. All right, you fast forward. I'm back in my hotel room with my other meal to go, and I'm very drunk, and I'm very much in my underwear. And I'm very much face fucking the other half of the chicken Alfredo. It's messy, folks. I'm not a clean eater, sober with the proper cutlery. I am blind drunk with a plastic spork. It's a fucking crime scene in room 212. Get a lot of intrusive thoughts. Anybody have those here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you. I can look at this fucking guy. He gets them. I can tell. No, anybody else just being this other crazy? You guys just watch reruns of Everybody Loves Raymond and enjoy your melatonin and happy lives. Good for you. That's why you're there and I'm here. Thought pops in my head. Josh, you are of an age, size, and lifestyle. This could be the end of your journey. It could finally give out, big fella. Yeah, that's a fucking terrible thought, isn't it? I'm a divorced man. Anybody divorced here? Clap it up if you're divorced. Yeah. All right. I'm happy my marriage has ended. Clearly you're not. That was very... I still miss her. A couple of things that I'll tell you when you get divorced. Back me up. You got to figure them out for yourself. Like, you have to change your emergency contact. You don't think about that when you're going through a divorce. Used to be my wife, like an adult. Now it's my mommy, like I'm going on a third grade field trip to the I got two thoughts running through my head. One, your last meal is going to be chicken Alfredo from Applebee's, you sad sack of shit. The other one was, man, if you go right now, eventually they're going to find you in the Holiday Inn in Schenectady, New York. And they're going to have to call your mom and explain the situation. So I wrote in my comedy notebook, and I will show you after the show. Chicken Alfredo. Sorry, Mom. Because it kind of looks like cum was the punchline of the chicken Alfredo. Have you had chicken Alfredo? Oh, in Lithuania, I feel like...
Never again.
Never again. I got stock in ragu. I'm trying to push everybody into the red sauce. You're going to find this hard to believe. My mom does not like that joke.
No.
That was rough for you guys.
She makes
Buckle
some
up.
mean chicken Alfredo.
Not anymore. She refuses to cook anything now. She comes in, it's fine. I don't know why I said that. I'm sorry. I don't know why. You're fucking me up, pal. I had a train of thought. My mom hates that joke. She really does. She hates a lot of things that I do, and that's probably why I do this. She hates that joke. Her mom, my grandmother, indifferent about the joke. Isn't that funny? Mostly because of the Alzheimer's. And she's dead. So she gives me no grief about that joke. I love my grandmother. We lost her last year. Special lady, awesome, 92, lived a beautiful life. Minus the last 10 when she was shitting in her pajamas and not knowing who anyone was. But it was cool, man. I would go to visit her, and sometimes she would know who you were. And those were great visits, right? Don't fucking, come on, guys. This is going to end with a bang, I promise. Sometimes she knew I was a grandson. Those were great visits. Now, sometimes she thought I was a childhood friend and we grew up together. And those were fucking awesome visits. Because I didn't grow up in Brooklyn in the 1930s. Talk about the Brooklyn Dodgers. And she has no idea that the Dodgers moved to Los Angeles 75 years ago. We're just talking about Jackie Robinson in his heyday. Now, sometimes when I go to visit her, and she would think I was a potential romantic interest. Those are traumatic visits. It's traumatic to think that your grandmother thinks life plays out a little different. You guys could have been a thing. Yeah. I went to visit her one time, and she leans in and she goes, you're a sweet man, and I like talking to you. And if I was a couple years younger, I'd try and neck with you. Yeah. If you're under the age of 80, necking means kissing with your tongues. It's my fucking grandmother. I'll never forget what I said back to her. My grandmother says it to me, and I looked at her, and I just said, like I threw up. And I tried to let her down gently. I was like, Granny, our 50-year age gap doesn't really play a part in why we're never, ever, ever going to be a thing. It's mostly because my mom came out of your vagina. Can't get over that one. I think we were better as friends. Folks from Johnson Ryan, thank you so much for coming.